Welcome
back.
So this is called Lailah's Lunchbox, a Ramadan story. Let's go ahead and highlight the fact that Ramadan Eid is tomorrow. All right, at least when this video was made in 2023. So it's a Ramadan story. Please take a moment to highlight that word Ramadan using the yellow highlighter. My substitute, that whistle means that the students might have asked you to pause it. Once you've paused it, that means that they can go ahead and highlight Ramadan. That should take about 30 seconds tops. All right, slide 2. Write your name. So what you do is you switch it over to the pencil. You might want to make it just a little bit smaller for a little bit of a finer signing of the name. And then my first name, Mr., you'll put your own first name, and then surface. Perfect. All right. Please take the time to write your name on slide 2 now. Excellent. Slide 3. So I'm going to ask the substitute. There are some paper versions in the room, I'm sure, of some word searches or subwork for those students without computers. But those with computers, I would like them to take 10 minutes, if you can set a timer using your phone or using the computer or however you like, or the clock, old fashioned, right? And please take 10 minutes to try to find all of these words to go with the holiday of, or the time of worship of Ramadan. Please do so now. Excellent. I hope those 10 minutes were great for searching out those words in the word search. Let's go ahead and read the story, Lailah's Lunchbox. We won't be needing this for a while, said Lailah's mother, hanging up Lailah's lunchbox. Imagine, I won't be eating lunch for a month, replied Lailah with a twirl. I won't have to pack lunch for a month, said her mom, with a bigger twirl. Slide 5. Which of the following is a parallelism? A. We won't be needing this for a while. B. Imagine. Or C. Replied Lailah with a twirl. ... said her mom with a twirl. Which of those 3 is the parallelism? Guess now. All right, it is C. Notice the twirl is repeated in 2 different parts of the sentence and linked to a character in both. Slide 6. The year before, Lailah had wanted to fast with her best friends, Hind and Ishrat, during Ramadan, but Lailah's mom insisted she was too small. Remembering that, Lailah stopped twirling. She missed her friends. Let's move this sad face down to the fact that she misses her friends down here. Let's put this happy face above these friends, enjoying one another's friendship in a little skip-along circle or something like that. Slide 7. Moving from one continent to another had been hard. On the map in her atlas, North America and the Middle East were 10 inches apart, quiet miles. But in real life, she was so much farther away. She wished she was only 10 inches away from Hind and Ishrat. She knew, Miles, stop talking. She knew the sign by the highway said, Peachtree City. You love to call it home. But she didn't agree with the sign. Abu Dhabi still felt like her home. So here she is, Peachtree City. And here's Abu Dhabi, sort of along this area here. Let's take a closer look, perhaps. Directions. Number 1, click the link to open Donathan's Knowledge Present. Oh, looks like we're going to open Donathan's Knowledge Present before Donathan, with his weird toes, can get a chance to open them. Then we're going to list 5 things that we notice and or wonder about based on the knowledge gift. Well, let's click on this knowledge gift. What? Experience Abu Dhabi? And I get to do things to do, where to go, plan your trip, events, business events, and explore the map. Well, I'm kind of partial to maps, but first thing I'm going to put that this is the experience Abu Dhabi. So number 1, right, you do the number sign. And I'm going to do its experience Abu Dhabi. Number 2, I got to get into the site a little bit and find some information. Let's look at it together. All right. Thanks for the knowledge present, Donathan. Ooh, let's go to explore a map. Abu Dhabi's internet is as quick as ours is at a minimum. And you can see that we've got a plus and a minus. And then here is Abu Dhabi right there on the Mediterranean. Ooh, let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, I love it. This is cool. Oh, I noticed that there's a Jazirat Abu. Ooh, there's a stadium. There's all sorts of places to visit. Let's try this place by the waterfront. What is that? No, I don't think your classmate's there. The yellow boats. Well, I definitely want to try a yellow boat when I go to Abu Dhabi. So number 2, I'm going to try a yellow boat. Gotta have a total of 3. Well, I think I can do it. Number 3. What to see? What should I see when I'm there? Iconic landmarks, historical and cultural attractions. Let's do it with iconic landmarks. Okay, everybody's looking around, having a good old time. Iconic landmarks in Abu Dhabi. It looks like I've got to go to the Oasis Garden and the Mashma Al Khair. Oasis Garden. Love it. Then I bet there's something else I can check out. Ooh. I definitely got to check out the Al Wathba Fossil Dunes Reserve. Al Wathba Fossil Dunes Reserve.
I want to go there.
You want to go to Abu Dhabi?
Same.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Maybe there's one other thing we can check out. Abu Dhabi attractions. I wonder if there's like anything cool to try. Let's find out. And perhaps those of you searching on your computer at this moment are finding things that are more interesting to you personally. So you personally, you can do it up. Like me, I've got to check out the National Library and Archives. You know me, I love libraries.
You love libraries?
Yup.
I fall off. Thank you.
All right, hang in there. Please make sure that you have 5 different pieces of information from the knowledge present that you open up on this slide. Excellent. Slide 9. Blackout picture activity. Well, let's read the text first. The next morning before sunrise, Lailah's mom gently nudged her. Lailah, she whispered. And I got to get it closer to my face here. Oops, sorry, Jude. Lailah, she whispered. Sabra runs. Lailah chomped on her chocolate chip pancakes with her eyes closed. Delicious, she said. Come, let's pray, said her mom. Well, the blackout picture activity is you find one part of the picture that you find very interesting and you black out all the rest. So, what you want to do first is consider using the full blackout capabilities and use the largest dot possible. We'll get rid of this text unless you're especially partial to it. And now I want to choose one part of the picture that very much interests me. And I have to say, for me, it is these little fruits right here in the foreground. Here, I'll circle them real quick. Then I want to blank out everything else. And I want to black out everything else so I can concentrate just on that one part of the picture because this book is so rich with illustrations. Excellent. I've got my one little part showing out from the black background. Excellent. Slide 10. After you do yours, pause it. Slide 10. After Sari, Lailah snuggled back into her bed until her mom woke her up again. It's time for school. As she left the house, her mom handed her a note. Lailah, please give this note to Mrs. Pensworth. Without her lunchbox to carry, her fingers felt extra free and swingy. She felt so light she skipped to the school bus stop. Wow, I gotta put a happy face by the skip to the school bus stop. Lailah's having the best day so far. Slide 11. Drag the red dots over 2 key words from the prompt and 3 dots over to the matching parts of the prompt. So let's bring our red dots over to the prompt. And then we'll use those other 3 purple dots to find some stuff to support this prompt. Well, let's do the prompt. Theme is the life lesson the author would like her reader to get out of her text. How does Faruqi, the author, develop the theme throughout Lailah's lunchbox? Support your answer with evidence from the text. Well, first, let's find the 2 most important words in this prompt. Excellent. Looks like this person found theme and develop. Perhaps you found something different. Now, please take the time to grab those 3 purple dots. 1, and you can put them above the 3 here. 2, oh, there's the second one, and 3. And please take the time now to find 3 different parts that help to talk about theme. All right. As she left the house, her mom handed Lailah a note. How about the snuggle back to bed? I got 3 positive things. Delicious, snuggled, then a note from mom with the extra free and swingy arms. Actually, extra free and swingy. This very happy mood at the beginning tells me that something will develop in the plot. Let's see what happens, and maybe the plot will tell us the theme of the story. On the school bus, she read her mom's note. Dear Mrs. Pensworth, this will be Lailah's first time fasting for the month of Ramadan, so it's an exciting time for us. Please excuse Lailah from lunch for this special month. Thanks, Mrs. Malik. Lailah didn't feel so bouncy anymore. What if Mrs. Pensworth didn't know about Ramadan? Right? That can be tough if you're the only person who's part of a particular religion at your school. No one else would be fasting with her. She folded the note into a teeny tiny square and hid it in her book bag. Slide 13. What's an interesting part of this picture that you might put into relief? Me, your teacher, I'm going to choose what I choose. Perhaps you'll choose the same or different. And perhaps you went with something different. So use these lines, and we're going to underline certain parts. Lailah followed her classmates to the cafeteria. Well, I'm going to leave it there at cafeteria because that's going to be a tough place for Lailah. Let's grab the orange. Lailah, do you want some of my cream roll? Asked Anna. Lailah thought of telling Anna that she was fasting. Well, that her fact that she's fasting seems important here. But she didn't think anyone at Sunnyvale Elementary School knew about Ramadan. Oh, let's underline Ramadan. It's important. I didn't bring any. Are you sure? Said Anna, unwrapping her cream rolls. Lailah watched the cream roll get smaller and smaller, and she didn't feel so sure. Cream rolls were her favorite. She looked away. Her nose still smelled food. Lailah wished she had given Mrs. Pensworth the note. Even Isaiah's bologna sandwich looked tasty. Ooh, I hate bologna. I'm going to underline it in green. Last one. Her stomach rumbled. Suddenly she had an idea. While everyone was busy eating, she sneaked out of the cafeteria. Her stomach stopped growling. I'll leave it at stop growling. Take a moment to make your lines. Look at my lines. Excellent. Slide 15. Why, Lailah, we're going to switch to highlighters here. It's a pleasure to see you. What brings you here at lunchtime? Asked Mrs. Carmen, the librarian. Lailah felt safe among all the books. She opened her mouth, and this time the words tumbled out. Lailah told Mrs. Carmen that Mrs. Pensworth and her classmates didn't know she was fasting. Let's highlight that word fasting. She told her how she missed Henna and Ishrat. It felt good to tell someone all the words that had been inside her mind all morning, and especially to tell her about Ramadan. Miss Carmen understood. You must feel special to fast this Ramadan, said the librarian with a smile. Slide 16. Why did it feel good for Lailah to tell Mrs. Carmen about Ramadan? Well, I'll give you a sentence starter. It felt good for Lailah to tell Mrs. Carmen about Ramadan because. Take a minute to finish that sentence, please. Excellent. Slide 17. I do, said Lailah, but why is it so hard to explain? You know what I always do when I can't get my thoughts out or when I get shy about talking to Mrs. Carmen? I write my thoughts down. Oh, let's put this green right back on the shelf down here. There it goes. Oh, hand off button.
Well, I decide.
Yeah, no, don't though. So
When I
number
get
one,
bigger, what did
when
I
you're
do?
older, of course, yeah. Number one, click the link to open Donathan's knowledge present. Oh gosh, you got another one. Number two, list 5 things that you notice and or wonder about based on the knowledge gift. Let's take a look at the knowledge present. Oh my goodness. It's the top 10 most beautiful school libraries. All sorts of amazing ones, be it the rare book manuscript at Yale, or the Salamanca Library in Spain, or the Trinity College Library in Dublin, Ireland, or the old library at St. John's and Cambridge University, or oh my gosh, look, it's the Harper Library Reading Room, University of Chicago. Beautiful. I'd like you to write down 5 things that you notice about these famous libraries. Please do so now. Quiet, Miles. Excellent. Hopefully, you found 5 great facts. Slide 19. Lailah got to work. She wrote neatly, adding extra loops to her capital L's. She worked so hard that her cheeks turned pink. Dear Mrs. Penworth, I didn't forget my lunchbox today. It's Ramadan. My mom finally let me fast. This means I won't be eating much for a month. I won't be eating lunch for a month. Sincerely, Lailah. P.S. I'm Muslim. P.P.S. My mom wrote you a note. Here it is. And P.P.P.S. Here's a poem I wrote about Ramadan. Ramadan is a month Muslims celebrate, a time to count our blessings and appreciate. Muslims fast before sunrise to sunset. But wait, that's not all just yet. Ramadan is a time for lots of prayer. We help poor people to show we care. So in the day, I won't be eating any food, but hopefully we'll stay in a good mood. Lailah hurried back into the cafeteria to join her class before school went out, and she quietly dropped both notes in the teacher's desk. All right, and there's Lailah right there. We're going to circle the letter she's writing in yellow. Boom. Slide 20. So there she is with her teacher, and there's everybody in class. Please take the time to make a blackout poem now, based on the image that you enjoy. I got a globe. Slide 21. At lunchtimes, Lailah's feet felt heavy. Let's put the red line under that. She was sure Mrs. Pensworth hadn't seen the note. Everyone would think she'd forgotten her lunchbox again. Oh, the title is Lailah's Lunchbox. Let's highlight that part. As she was leaving class, Mrs. Penworth patted Lailah on the back and handed her a message. Mrs. Pensworth had made a capital L in Lailah's name extra loopy, which is a nice little detail there. Let's underline that with the yellow. Let's get our green line now. Dear Lailah, I enjoyed your lovely poem about Ramadan. I'm impressed you're fasting. What a special time for you. You and your family must be thrilled. Would you share your poem with the class today after lunch? You could go to the library this month instead of the cafeteria. Mrs. Carmen is excited to see you. Sincerely, Mrs. Pensworth. P.S. Mrs. Carmen told me you missed your friends. I hope you keep making new friends with our class. Slide 22 after you put this under sincerely in blue. Make your slide look like mine. Do do do. Slide 22. So Layla twirled all the way to the library. She couldn't wait to share her Ramadan poem with her class. Later at SAR, she would celebrate this day. All right, let's do the blackout poem again and pick out a part that we like. Me, I'm going to try to isolate the happy Layla now that she's kind of solved her uh, religious um, uh, conflict. That's cool. Ooh, nice. Slide 23. And here's the author's note. Um, as a child, I remember growing up in Abu Dhabi's wishing I could fast with my best friends, Hind and Ashrat. But my mother thought I was too small to fast. And when I was finally allowed to fast, I missed their company. Like Layla, my family moved to Peachtree City, Georgia, all the way from Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates. During Ramadan, I found it challenging to explain to my non Muslim friends why I was not eating lunch with them. The library became my safe place away from all the fragrant food smells, and I spent many hours there enjoying good books. I hope we all have the courage, like Layla, to explain and celebrate our beliefs. Contrary to what some may think, Ramadan is not all about food, it's about growing up and finally about being able to fast. It's about cherishing the family with whom you sit down every evening at sunset to open your fast. It's about praying with the community and sharing with those in need. It's about inviting friends over for iftar and sending food to your neighbors. Layla's poem is adapted from a note we used to stick on the food my mother would send to our neighbors during Ramadan. It's a special month to celebrate, and each year I look forward to it with or without cream rolls. Ramadan Mubarak. Have a blessed Ramadan. Sari in Arabic is suhoor, a meal Muslims eat before sunrise during Ramadan to start their daily fast. Iftar is a meal Muslims eat at sunset during Ramadan to open the day's fast. Let's take a look at the response to the question, how does the author develop theme? Let's highlight some stuff along the way. There's the author, Faruqi, and what's the author do? Develops the theme of self-expression throughout Layla's Lunchbox when Layla swings. The story begins, let's switch to blue. The story begins with Layla and her mother celebrating Ramadan in the kitchen. Both mother and daughter twirl with anticipation of the holy month. Layla's mother writes her a note to give to her teacher, Mrs. Pensworth. She leaves with the note, but no lunchbox. Let's switch to green. Without her lunchbox to carry, her fingers felt extra free and swingy. Let's go ahead and switch on over to orange. This lightness, there's our noun, shows, verb, that Layla is feeling especially stress free and empowered. If she were denied the chance to celebrate Ramadan that year, then she might have been preoccupied with the religious experience. She would be missing. There is an important link between Layla's religious expression and her mood. Take the time to make your screen look like mine now, please. All right. If everybody could please go to slide 25, and you have exactly 5 minutes, please, to complete as much of this Ramadan word search on slide 25 as you can. Please do so now. Excellent. So now that I'm done pranking myself, please go to slide 26, and this will be your final word search for Ramadan. Do your best to find as many words from this list as possible. And good luck, and please get these easy 100 points for your grade today. So long.